Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, students. Today, we will continue our lesson. And today's topic is about regression and correlation. Before I start about the main topic, I will talk about the gradient and the equation of the linear equation of the line. So first topic, I will talk about the gradient. The gradient, sometimes we call it a slope. So this is slope. For example, if I have a line, something like this. Okay, I have a line. This line has the equation, the linear equation of y equal to x plus 1. So what is the gradient? So clearly from the equation we can determine that the gradient is equal to 2. So this one is the gradient or the slope of the line. By the definition, gradient is equal to the ratio. So this one is a ratio of the change of value in y-axis to the change of value in x-axis. Between 2 points on the straight line. So from this figure, we can see that when the x is increased, we can see that the x increase, the value of y also increase. Therefore, this kind of straight line has the positive gradient, and the gradient itself we can determine by using the formula of the ratio. So the change of y over the change of x. In this figure, we have the change of x, or first we change of y is on the BC. So it starts from B to the C. So it will be equal to BC over from A to B, AB. So we have the AC, this line AC is the slope of, or the gradient will be equal to the BC over AB. In this figure, we see that the BC has the 7 minus 3, and the AB is 3 minus 1. So we will have is 4/2 equal to the same as the 2x. So the 2 represent the gradient. So for the next one, I have another straight line. Now in this figure, we can see that the x is decreased. However, the y is increased. So we have the df, the gradient of df, or the slope of df is equal to the ef over de. So we will have the ef is 11 minus 2, and the de is start from minus 3 minus 0. So we will have is 9 over minus 3, or equal to minus 3. Let's see, this gradient has a negative sign. Therefore, as we can see, this has a x decrease but the y increase, or vice versa, the y decrease and the x increase. We can also have the negative gradient. So the minus 3 here represent the gradient. If I have a straight line, something like this, as we can see from this figure, we don't have any slope. For example, I have 2 points. This is the first point, A, and this is the second point, B. The coordinate of A is 1.3, and the coordinate of B is 3.3. So here, this is the equation of the line. So we have the straight line like this. This is a horizontal line, but there's no slope. Therefore, no slope means no gradient, because the gradient will be equal to 0. So we can see that the AB will be, there's no change in the y. So the y will be 0 over 3 minus 1. So this one will be equal to 0. So the gradient equal to 0. Next one, I want to talk about the straight line equation. Equation, or we can call it the linear equation. For the linear equation, generally it has the notation of y equal mx plus c, where the m is called the slope or gradient, and c is the value that the value of y when x equal to 0. For example, I have these two linear line. The first line I have this equation. So I have this equation. Okay, let's see these two equations. The first equation, I have the y equal to 1/2x plus 5/2. In this equation, the m or the gradient will be equal to 1/2. So we have the positive sign of gradient. And this line has this point. So this point is when the x equal to 0, the y value when equal to 0. So this line, this point has the coordinate of 0.5/2 because the c will be equal to 5/2. However, if we have another one here, this gradient, the m will be equal to -3, and this value will be equal to 0.1 because we have the c equal to -1. And this gradient has the negative gradient. So another example. For example, I have the equation is y equal 9x plus 2. So this equation, I have the slope or gradient of 9, and when x equal to 0, y equal to 2. And this one next is minus 4x plus 7. So this one have the gradient or slope equal to -4, and when x equal to 0, the y will be equal to 7. Next one is y equal to 3x plus 0. It means the gradient is 3, and when x equal to 0, the y equal to 0. So this line will be past the origin of 0.0. So if I draw the line roughly, this is 0.0. So the line will be past the 0.0, and the slope will be equal to 3. So the equation is y equal 3x. And the next one, the y equal to 6. So this is the same as the y equal to 0x plus 6. So no gradient, or the m equal to 0. And when the x equal to 0, y equal to 6. So the graph will be something like this. This is 6. And this line is y equal to 6. Now, if I have a graph something like this, how can we determine the equation of the line or the linear equation? So we have several points here. For example, we have the A and B point. So we can use the triangle of ABC. So there is a triangle of ABC here. This is B, C, and A. Let's see the A. The A. Here the A has the x equal to 4 and y equal to 23. And the B point, the x is equal to 1 and y equal to 8. So let's make this point, the 4 and 23, as x1 and y1, and 1 is x2 and y2. The slope or gradient will be calculated by using the change of the y-axis, which is the AC, over the change of the x-axis, which is BC. So we will have 23 minus 8 over 4 minus 1. We will have 15 over 3, so this one equal to 5. So the gradient M can be written as the y2 minus y1 over the x2 minus x1. And to find the equation, we can use this formula. The y minus y1 over the y2 minus y1 will be equal to x minus x1 over x2 minus x1. So we will do the calculation to find the equation. So we have y minus 8 over the 23 minus 8 will be equal to x minus 1 over 4 minus 1. So here we will have the y minus 8 will be equal to the 23 minus 8 over 4 minus 1 multiplied by the x minus 1. Remember, the 22 minus 8 over 4 minus 1 is equal to the slope. So this one here is the same as this one. This is the slope or gradient. So for this equation, we will have the y minus 8 will be equal to multiplied by x minus 1. And finally, we will have this equation. So it means here, when x equal to 0, the y equal to 3, as we can see from this graph. So this point is 0.3. And if we see, when the x equal to 3, for example, we want to find this value. So when x equal to 3, we will have y equal 5 multiplied by 3. Substitute the value of x with the 3 and plus 3, it will be equal to 18. So this line, this point will be 3.18. Well, let's continue with the example. For example, I have a table on the table of velocity with its velocity. So from this table, it's written that when the time equal 1 second, the velocity of a car is 8. When 2 is 10.5 and so on. So we can plot it on the graph, and we have this graph. So we need to calculate, or we need to find the straight line equation or the linear equation. So to find the linear equation, we need to know the gradient and so on. So let's first find the equation or the gradient. From this graph, we can clearly see that the graph, when x equal to 0, the y is intercept on the 5.5. So it means we have the c equal to 5.5, and the gradient will be equal to the change of the y axis divided by the change of the x axis. We can see from this triangle PQR. So the coordinate of the P is 5 and 18, and the Q is 1 and 8. So the gradient can be calculated by using the 18 minus 8 over 5 minus 1. So we have 10 over 4, or equal 2.5. It means this line will have the equation of 2.5 5x plus 5.5. Or we can do another way using the previous formula, this formula. So let's write the formula first. Y minus y1 over the y2 minus y1 equal to x minus x1 over x2 minus x1. So write again, y minus 8, it will be 18 over minus 8 will be equal x minus 1 over 5 minus 1. So this one will be changed to this one. Y minus 8 will be equal to 18 minus 8 over 5 minus 1. Multiply by x minus 1. Remember again, see this form. This form is the same as the gradient. Then, and here we will have, if you do it correctly, we will have the same result. So the y will be equal 2.5x plus 5.5. So exactly the same. Now another example is from the thermodynamics. We have two scale of the thermometer, the Celsius scale and the Fahrenheit scale. So you need to determine, so please here determine A, the Fahrenheit scale when the degree C shown 55 degree, and the B is the degree C value when the Fahrenheit scale show 167 degree, and the C is the degree Fahrenheit scale when the degree C equal to 0, and D is the degree C when the scale of Fahrenheit show 230 degree. Okay, since we don't have the relation, we need to find the relation of the straight line equation. Let's choose this value as the x1 and y1, and for example this value as the x2 and y2. By using this equation, we can find the straight line equation. So y minus 50 over 140 over minus 50, and this is x minus 10 over 60 minus 10. We will have multiple by x minus 10. Remember, this one again this is the slope or gradient. So finally, we will have the y equal to, this one is 90 ya, 90 over 50. So we can write 9 over 5 x minus 18 plus 50, or y equal to 9 over 5 x plus 32. So the y represent the degree Fahrenheit and the x represent the degree Celsius. So this equation is a well-known equation when we want to convert from the degree Celsius to degree Fahrenheit. So let's calculate the A. So I will write again the relation. So A, the question A, you want to find the degree Fahrenheit. So the known is the degree C is 55 degrees C. So the degree Fahrenheit will be equal to 9 over 5 multiplied by 55 degree plus 32. So this will be 131 degree Fahrenheit. And for the question B, the degree Fahrenheit is known at 167 degree. So here the degree Fahrenheit is known. So 167 equal to 9 over 5 multiplied by x plus 32. So first here we need to change. We will make it something like this. So the minus 32 will be go to the left hand side, or we change the sign. So we will have this one 9 over 5. Sorry, this one will be 5 over 9, and then multiple by 167. Sorry, 167 minus 32. This is degree same, and multiple with 5 over 9. So will be equal to x. So the x, or represent of the degree Celsius, will be equal to 75. And for the C, when the degree C is equal to 0, so the degree Fahrenheit will be equal to 9 over 5 multiplied by 0 plus 32. So this will be 32 degree Fahrenheit. And for the question D, here we need to know the C. Okay, so this one is the degree F is equal 230. So we will have 230 equal to 9/5 x plus 32. So the x will be 230 minus 32 multiplied by 5/9. Will be 110 degrees C. Okay, if we try to make a graph, we will have a graph something like this. So this is the graph relation between the degree Celsius and the degrees Fahrenheit. So first, from the equation, the degree F when the C is 55, so it represents in this point. And the second is when 167 Fahrenheit. 167 is this point. The next one is when the degree C is equal to 0. So this point. And the last one is when the Fahrenheit is 230. So this value. From the linear equation, we know that this line has the equation of y equal 9/5 x plus 32. And this value, the problem, this one, and this one, to find the problem from the noun points, we make interpolation, called interpolation. For interpolation, it means we want to find a value between the, sorry, this is not the interpolation, this is not, okay, so correction, from here to here, okay. So this is interpolation, because the noun value is start from degree C equal to 10, and on the broken line here, there are two broken lines. In this value, we make the extrapolation. Also, this is extrapolation. Okay, now let's continue to our main topic. So our main topic is about the regression and correlation. So first, I want to talk about the correlation analysis. So if we have two variables, So the relation between two variables can be positive or negative. If the variable is x, let's say we have x and y, so the relation between x and y is called positive, when the x increase, the y also increases. So it's called a positive relation. In the other hand, if the relation between x and y is negative, is when the x increase, the y decreases, or vice versa. So the example of the positive relation, for example, if you selling something, so you make the advertisement, and the fee, there is a fee for the advertisement, and usually the fee of the advertisement is increased, and also your selling will be also increased. Another one is when we have our weight and the blood pressure. Usually, if we overweight, so our blood pressure also increase. Or when you do the agriculture, if you give the fertilizer, increase the fertilizer, so the cost of the production will be increased. Or in the manufacturing, when you increase the quality of the goods, the material, also the cost of the production will be increased. So this is the some of example of the positive relation. And the example of negative relation is like a supply and demand of the goods. For example, the supply will be increased, but the demand will be decreased, or vice versa. The demand increase, the supply is decreased. Or in our daily life, for example, if we use our time for playing a game, so our time to do the exercise or to study will be decreased. So that's the example. These are the example of the negative correlation. So for the correlation here, correlation can be positive is something like this. This is the positive correlation and equal to 1. The correlation is equal to 1 if all the scatter data, so for example the x is some variable, the y is some variable, is exactly make the straight line. So exactly linear. So this one is the positive correlation. So x increase, the y also increase. Now, if we have the negative correlation, this negative correlation is the opposite of the positive correlation. So for example, in this figure, we can see that the increase of x will make the decrease of y. And the correlation, the value, the coefficient correlation value will be exactly equal to -1 if the scatter data is making exactly a linear graph or exactly the straight line. And another one, the correlation can be unknown or the correlation coefficient will be 0 if we have the scatter data and the data is too much scattered. So we cannot find any correlation, positive or negative. We cannot make any straight line to this graph. It's too difficult. So the correlation coefficient will be equal to 0. Now, how to calculate the correlation? So the correlation coefficient or it represents as R can be calculated if we have the two variables x and y as this formula. So you don't have to remember this formula, you can just use it. And to calculate the contribution of x parameter or x variable to the increase or decrease the y, we need to calculate another coefficient. So to calculate the contribution of x to the increase or decrease the value of y, we use a coefficient of determination. This coefficient of determination is equal to the r square. So the r square as coefficient of determination, or to calculate the contribution of the x value to the increase or decrease the value of the y value. Now about the linear regression. So linear regression is the important tool. So this is like a important method or tool to forecast or predict the value of y using the known value of x. So we have y. Y is called an the y is a dependent variable, and x is the independent variable. So the formula for the simple regression, we have the formula usually using the y equal a plus bx. So this equation is analog with the linear equation as we already talked before, the y equal mx plus c. Where we can find the b value and the a value. This b value is the same as slope or gradient, and the a value is the intercept in y-axis. So here we have the a and b. So a and b is a constant, and we can calculate by using this formula. Okay, you don't have to remember this formula, okay, just to know, because later I will show you how to use it correctly. Okay, so example here I have data. This one is the data of x and y. So total we will have 11 data here. So first we need to find the linear regression, and we want to predict. Okay, we want to predict the data when x equal to 150. What is the value of y? And when x equal to 210, what is the value of y? So to do this, I will open the Excel file. Okay, and copy the value. I will have x 100 until 200 and y till 93. Okay, to solve this problem, to find the linear equation, we can use the Excel file. So we need to make a helping table. Also, you need to make a. So we need to create a helping table. So the helping table is something like this. So we have the data and the total or the sum. I will copy this value to the Excel file. Too much, so wait a moment. Okay, just copy it. One is xy and the x square and y square. Then we need to make the summation here. So I will. This is the sum. Make it bigger. Okay. Okay, we have the x square and y square. Because here we will have the formula from the linear regression. We have the formula is this one. So I will copy this value to the Excel file, and another one is the A value. And another one is the R, or the correlation. The correlation we will have from this equation. Okay. Now just do the Excel file. So x multiplied by y. And this is the x square. So x square and y square. Okay, I will make it bigger. Now make the sum. So this is equal to sum. Okay, we will have this sum. Now I will use this equation. Okay, I will put it here. So if we want to find the b, okay, b value, I will put here b value a r, and this one is r square, the r square plus the b. So n sigma xy minus sigma x multiplied by sigma y. So n, it means the total of data is 11. So multiple by sigma xy. So this value sigma xy, and minus sigma x multiplied by sigma y. So this value multiplied by this value, and we divide it with the n, so 11 multiplied by the sigma x square, this value, minus sigma x square. What is the difference? So the difference is here we sum all the x square. This one we make the sigma x and square. So this value will be square. So this is the result. And the a, I will put it here. The a equal to sigma y minus b multiplied by sigma x over n. So this one is sigma y minus b is this one multiplied by sigma x, and all this value is divided by 11. And the r, I will use this equation. So this one is almost the same, yeah, with this value. So I will copy this value first, and then divide by the square root of this value, sqrt. So it will be like this, divide by sqrt (11) multiple by sigma x square. So this one minus square. Okay, need to put more bracket here, and this one n11 multiplied by sigma y square, this value minus sigma y square. Okay, this is the result. And for the r square, or the coefficient of determination, we just multiply this one with the square. We have this one. Okay, so all the value all set. So this data means we will have the y, the equation, is equal to the b is 0.267x plus 42.545 with the r square of 0.969. So if we want to find the x when equal to 155, okay, let's go again. 155. So this is the x value and the y value. So the x value is 155 and 210. So let's use this equation. So the equation is bx plus a. One is bx plus a. So if we do one decimal, so it's like this one. We round up. So the y will be 84.0 and this one will be 98.7. So we can predict, because the data is not written 155 or 210. And remember, this one is called interpolation and this one is called extrapolation. So this one is one method. We using the formula, but rarely we use the formula because in Excel we can directly make a graph from this relation. So let's make a graph. So we use the insert and then we choose the scatter data. After that we select the data, add, we put the x value, then we put the y value, okay, and okay. So we have this relation. So we can edit this data to make it see the trend line. So we use the add trend line. We use linear and we put display equation on chart and display the r square. So we will have this one the same value with this value. Or if we don't want to put from 100, we can make it shorter from 90. We can edit here in the axis. So the units a measure, so minimum is 90. And start from 60 from the y, so we can see clearly. So this one is one of the method. Okay, one of the method to find this relation. Another one is using the trend line data. So in Excel, we can use the trend line data. In Excel. How to do it? Okay, for example, here equal to trend line. Trend. So noun y. Noun y. This one. This is the noun y. Sorry. And a comma. Sorry. Semicolon. Noun x. The noun x here. And then semicolon. The new x. This one. And the constant we don't need to put. Enter. So this is the value of y. So if we want to find the y value, we can use the trend. The trend line is equal trend, and find the noun y, noun x, new x, and constant. So the same here, this is the value from the trend. Or we can use it equal to trend, noun x, noun y, and then the noun x, the new x, the constant we don't have to put. So we will have the same value. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to do the exercise on the e-learning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.